Spartan Kid Outdoors family, what the heck is going on? Today we're doing a little bit of a different video. We've done some videos like this in the past, and some of you guys tend to like them and a lot of you tend to not like them, but I always like to share the new things that I find with you guys. As you guys know, I am very into affordable fishing, right? I'm not into spending $400 or $500 on a setup. I like to be thrifty, and so I'm always out there looking for new different things to check out. And there's one company that I came across, and that company is called Seaknight. They are an up and coming rod and reel company. They had a reel on there that was actually decently priced, and I wanted to compare it to a formidable opponent, right? I didn't just want to compare it to anybody. So I'm going to be pairing up this reel with the Shimano Casitas. I've made this video comparison with some of the other casting reels, and the casting reel stood the test. I'm also going to do this with this reel, and I'm actually going to take it out on the water and give that a shot. So let me show you guys what we're dealing with this reel. This is the first time I am ever opening it. Let's take a peek at it. Right off the get, the package there, Seaknight Falcon. And I got the 7:2-to-1 gear ratio just because that's a good comparable reel to compare it to the Casitas, because that's a 7:2-to-1 or 7:3-to-1. So let's take it out of the box and take a closer look. Oh man, that's pretty nice. Check out this close-up of this reel. Now that we've gotten a close-up on the reel, let's put the two reels side by side and see how they compare. Alright guys, and here are the reels side by side. On the left hand side here, you have the Seaknight Falcon. On the right hand side here, you have the Shimano Casitas. The Shimano Casitas has been tried and true time after time. I've used this reel for a little over 2 years, and I've never been let down by this reel. Every time I fish with this for the application it's meant for, which is bass and freshwater fish, it has not a single time let me down. The Shimano Casitas comes in at a 7:2-to-1. They do make other gear ratios. I do believe they make a 6:3-to-1. And that's about it. I use this for my Texas rigs, and essentially I use this for my medium heavy rod, just the stuff that I would throw with that kind of an application that I need a decent amount of speed on, but not anything over the top. This 7:2-to-1 reel takes 30 inches of line per rotation. A full 360, it'll take 30 inches of line. Now jumping over to the Seaknight Falcon, this one is a 7:2-to-1 as well. It does come in two gear ratios. It comes in a 7:2-to-1 and an 8:1-to-1. This one takes in 32 inches of line per rotation, 360 rotation. So it's slightly more than that. I guess you could consider it slightly faster than the Shimano Casitas, but not by much. I don't know that anybody would notice a difference as you're cranking in the fish. Now that we talked about gear ratio, the next thing I want to get into that's a pretty important feature for me is the spool size. They are both aluminum spools. The Shimano Casitas can hold 105 yards of 40-pound test braided line, and the Seaknight Falcon is able to hold 164 yards of 40-pound braided line. The spool on the Seaknight Falcon is slightly larger. And again, for the yardage difference on these guys, I don't know that it's going to make a huge difference to most of us that are using this for freshwater bass applications and other freshwater fish, because chances of us getting spooled with one of these fish are slim to none. The other thing I wanted to hop into is the handles themselves. Me personally, I like a slightly bigger handle. The Shimano Casitas has more of a low profile handle. They are rubber handles, which I actually like. I prefer the rubber because I get a better grip on it. And when I'm trying to move the bait through the water and provide action to it, I don't want my fingers slipping off of the handles themselves. It does come with an aluminum handle, so that's always going to be some added durability with this reel. The Seaknight Falcon comes with these foam handles. These foam handles are a little bit oversized, and I don't know if you guys can see the difference there, but they're slightly thicker. I do prefer the handles on the Seaknight Falcon just because I do like that bulkier feel to it. The only downside to it is that foam, and it is not that rubber that gives that added grip. The handle itself is also aluminum, just like we have on the Shimano Casitas. Now that we're on the handle part, let's get into the drag. They both have carbon fiber drag. They both have plastic drag stars. I've never had an issue with the plastic star drag. I have dropped my reels and rods all the time, and I've heard of people breaking them. I am yet to experience that, but they both are plastic. The one on the Seaknight Falcon is slightly larger, and this one does click as you increase and decrease. The Shimano Casitas star drag clicks as you increase and as you decrease as well. Shimano Casitas drag system, it is a 12-pound max drag. Now, I have never had any fish, and I've caught some large fish on this reel. I've never had any fish need any more than that for the applications I've been fishing it in. If you're using this in freshwater, which it is a freshwater reel, 12 pounds of drag should be more than enough for what you're going to be doing, and typically most people will use this for bass fishing. Jumping into the Seaknight Falcon, this one has some slightly higher poundage for the drag. This one has 17.6 pounds of max drag, a slight difference in the two by about 5 pounds. I think it'd be nice for applications where you're fighting bigger freshwater fish, like if you're using this reel for muskie or pike or other fish that are a little bit harder fighting than your average bass and so forth. That might come in handy. Diving deeper into the drag system, this does have 4 plates of carbon fiber drag. The Shimano Casitas also has a carbon fiber drag system. I couldn't find how many carbon fiber plates this one has, but I do know it is a carbon fiber drag. The next thing I wanted to get into is our braking system. This is crucial for the new anglers and even experienced anglers to know that the brakes are not gonna fail you. The Shimano Casitas has an SVS braking system. It's a super nice braking system. It actually comes equipped with an external braking system, and if you pop this little latch here and open the side plate, this has an internal braking system as well. I really enjoy this on the Shimano Casitas because when I was first starting with a bait caster, it didn't have one of these, and man, I backlashed like no other. Having an internal brake and an external brake where you can tune it to what you want, it's really, really, really nice to have. The external brake runs all the way up until a 6, and again, this brake has been phenomenal. This reel has provided me with the least amount of backlashes out of all of the reels that I have. The Seaknight Falcon comes equipped with only an external braking system. It is a magnetic braking system, and the dial goes all the way up to a 5. They both do have a recessed dial, which I do like, but the difference between the Seaknight and the Shimano is that there's no internal brake. This one does have a magnetic brake system, and it is a 10 disc brake system, so that is a really, really strong brake, and this is going to do the job. Now getting into the line guide. As you can see, the Shimano has definitely had some use to it, and I need to clean that out. But the line guide on the Shimano, it looks like it's just a brass ring for the line guide. The nice thing about the Seaknight Falcon is they actually have a ceramic line guide. That's going to be better for your saltwater applications. If you use this out on the salt, you're not going to get the corrosion like you would on the brass line guide. Speaking of saltwater usage, this Shimano Casitas is definitely a freshwater application reel. The Shimano does have 4+1 ball bearings, but they are not shielded. So this reel is not rated for saltwater applications. Now jumping over to the Seaknight Falcon, this one has 10+1 shielded ball bearings, and the shielded ball bearing is good for saltwater applications, and I also think that's why they do the ceramic line guide. This isn't advertised as a saltwater reel. They are both advertised as freshwater reels, but it is nice to know that having those shielded ball bearings, you will be able to take it on those saltwater applications. Now, on the topic of the ball bearings, the Shimano does have that 4+1 ball bearings, making it a total of 5. The reel is still very, very smooth, and it doesn't matter how many ball bearings you have in a reel. It's all about the placement of the ball bearings. Jumping to the Seaknight Falcon. This one is a 10+1 shielded ball bearing reel. Now, I don't have the chart for this one either to show us where the ball bearings are, but a lot of the times when you get up in those numbers, they have ball bearings in places where it's not necessarily crucial to have. It is nice because it does make it smoother, and I'll tell you what, this one does reel slightly smoother than my Shimano Casitas. Now, being that the Shimano is a slightly lower profile, my guess is that it's going to be weighing slightly less than the Seaknight Falcon. So to put it to the test, I actually brought a scale out. This one is coming in at 6.84 ounces. It's pretty lightweight reel. Now let's put that one aside and let's give the Seaknight Falcon a test. This one is coming in at 7.55 ounces. My speculation was correct. The Shimano Casitas does come in slightly lighter weight, but again, not by much. I don't know that if you're using both of these out in the water, I don't know if you're gonna notice a difference between that slight variation in weight. Next thing I want to do is take these out on the water and give it the water test. The things I'm going to be looking for is 1, castability and casting distance, and 2, the backlash resistance. I'm going to put 12-pound test on both of these reels and see which one can cast further and which one is a lot less resistant to backlash. So enough talking, let's get out on the water and give these guys that test. We've officially made it out on the water. On my right here, I got the Seaknight Falcon. I have it on 7-foot medium heavy ugly stick. I got a 12-pound test on there, and what I got for my bait here is a 5-inch dinger there, going to a 2/0 hook and a 1/4 ounce weight, and the same thing on the Shimano here. So it's going to be a super even test. There's no bias to this test whatsoever. I've got them pre-tuned already. Well, hopefully, right? I got them pre-tuned, so I'm just going to make a couple casts in this corner here and just kind of see how, get a good feel for the reel itself and see how it casts. So here's cast number 1 with it. Oh, got to loosen up that tensioning knob a little bit. It's super smooth, I'll say that. Based on that first cast there and reeling it in, super smooth. Got a little splashing there. Oh man, it's a buttery cast there. Let's give this one more toss here against the wind. The wind's coming at me, so that is the backlash king. And look at that, no backlash whatsoever. Let's go ahead and set this guy down and pick up the Shimano, and we are going to do cast number 1 here. Oh man, that was buttery as well. Went about the same distance. Let's see, action wise, same. Like I said, these rubber grips come in handy, but I think that the oversized foam handles come in handy too, because it's just an added profile to it that makes it just that much easier to hold on to. So let's do one more cast here with the Shimano, and then we'll do one cast right after another. So here goes cast number 2 with the Shimano. No thumb control. Butter. Look at that. No thumb control whatsoever. And I'll say this one, you can actually hear the Shimano as you're reeling it in. It's a little bit more clunky. It's not as smooth on the reel. All right, guys. I think that's going to conclude the test. Let's reel in here. Let's get back home really quick, and we'll go over what we experienced on the water. All right, guys, so we are back home now. What can I say about both reels? Peep these dinosaur magnets, the best. Anyway, what can I say about these two reels? Shimano has always proven to stand the test. I have never had that reel fail me, not a single time. The Seaknight, from casting it today, man, it was butter. I would even go to say it was a little bit more buttery than the Shimano. I can't quite say that the Seaknight is better than the Shimano as of right now, just because I haven't actually caught a fish with it. I haven't fished with it for an extensive amount of time where I can confidently say that it's better than the Shimano. I think it's going to drive a hard bargain, and for the price, it's not a bad deal. Based on what I experienced today in that short time of using it, it's not a bad reel. I will leave both linked down in the description below. You can find both on Amazon, one of them coming in a little bit more economic than the other. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you smash that subscribe button. And we're going to be doing a lot more videos like this one. If you guys like it, drop a thumbs up. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Tell me what you guys think about finding reels that are a little bit more economic, that don't hurt the wallet as much. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, share this video, and subscribe. And we'll catch you guys on another episode of Spartan Kid Outdoors. We'll see you guys later.